Okay, let's dive in. You ever have one of those moments, like completely random, but it just changes things?
Definitely. Those unexpected little shifts.
Well, today on the Deep Dive, we're exploring a story that feels exactly like that, but maybe amplified. And we have a listener's story that kind of echoes that, how a totally unexpected meeting can just, well, spin your whole life around.
And what's great here is the source material we get to dig into. It's a book.
Translates roughly to, everything that happens is ultimately for my benefit. That title alone.
It really sets the scene, doesn't it? It's all about this guy, Shuichi, and his encounters with this, let's say, unique taxi driver.
So this deep dive is really for anyone curious about those turning points, how interactions can make you rethink everything: work, life, family.
Exactly. It's for the learner in all of us, right? Someone who wants those key insights without getting totally bogged down in detail.
Our mission today is to follow Shuichi's journey through these strange taxi rides, pull out what the driver teaches him, and see how it guides him towards, well, maybe success, or at least a big change.
Yeah, it's about how these encounters act as a catalyst, pushing him to face his problems and shift his whole perspective. It's less about the events themselves and more about the internal change they trigger.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Who is Shuichi when we first meet him?
Well, he's a life insurance salesman, and things are not great.
Understatement.
Probably. He's under huge pressure. It's a pure commission job, you know. So income plummets after the first year of a contract.
Ouch. Tough gig.
And it sounds like he's bounced around a bit. He moved from a used car dealership because a colleague made some promises that didn't quite pan out.
Chasing the quick fix, maybe?
It seems like it, which kind of makes him vulnerable, you know, looking for that easy win instead of maybe a solid plan. Sets the stage for why he might listen to this taxi driver later.
And then things get worse. Much worse.
Yeah, he loses 20 insurance contracts, all from one client, a cram school, Shidao, all gone within a year.
20 contracts. The financial hit must have been huge.
Devastating. And he's just feeling completely crushed. On top of that, he's got this negative mindset clashing with his company president's whole mantra of positive thinking, smile more.
Oh, that's helpful when you're drowning. Just smile.
Right. You can imagine how isolating that feels. Like you can't even admit things are bad.
And it's affecting his home life too, isn't it?
Totally. He's forgetful, stressed. His relationship with his wife, Yuko, is strained. He even forgets a crucial school meeting for their daughter, Yumika.
Oh, no. And isn't Yumika having her own problems?
Yeah, she stopped going to school, so that meeting was important. Then there's a worrying call with his mother, Minako.
More pressure.
Which brings up old stuff about his dad, Masashi, who passed away, and the family's old stationery shop that failed. Okada Fancy Goods.
So it's just piling on.
Yeah.
Work, family, past failures.
Exactly. He feels completely helpless. And he asks that question we all ask sometimes. Why is it always me?
That feeling like you're uniquely cursed or something.
Mm-hmm. But that's often right before things start to shift, isn't it, when you hit that low point?
A shift they do. Because right then, in the middle of all this chaos, he just flags down a taxi, spontaneously.
And this is where it gets weird.
Right. First thing, this smell hits him. Lavender. Reminds him of his mom's garden. Kind of nostalgic, but strange in a taxi.
Creates an odd atmosphere immediately.
And the driver looks really young, introduces himself as Mitase Takushi.
Okay, and the significance there.
In Japanese, it sounds almost exactly like All Satisfied Taxi.
Whoa! Okay, not subtle.
Not at all. It immediately signals this isn't just any taxi ride.
Like it's announcing its purpose, almost. It taps into that human thing of looking for meaning in coincidences, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And then it gets stranger. The driver knows where Shuichi needs to go, Yumeka's school, without being told.
Knows the destination and his name.
Knows his name. Shuichi, understandably, freaks out a bit, demands to be let out.
I would too.
But the driver just insists, nope, taking you to your daughter's school. And then Shuichi notices the meter.
The meter. What's going on there?
It's showing this insanely high number, like 69,820. But then it starts going down.
Down. A taxi meter going down.
Exactly. It just completely breaks the rules of reality, doesn't it?
Totally surreal. Maybe it symbolizes his burdens decreasing or a countdown to something.
Could be. And then the driver explains himself. Says he's a turner of luck.
What now?
A turner of luck. Says he doesn't take people where they ask to go, but to places that will be a turning point in their lives.
Wow. Okay. That's quite the claim.
And he tells Shuichi he can ride unlimited times for free until that crazy meter hits zero.
Unlimited rides on the luck-turning taxi until the debt is paid or the journey's over. That's the core offer right there. A chance for transformation.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Ugh.
How open are you to taking those unexpected detours life throws at you?
Good question. Sometimes the best path isn't the one you planned.
So Shuichi does get to the score meeting with the teacher, Higashide. But it doesn't go well.
He's still too wrapped up in his own head.
Yeah, frustrated, feels the teacher's being superficial, thinking about his money problems.
Yeah.
Just not really present.
Missed connection.
But then, the next morning, leaving his office,
Yeah.
guess who's waiting?
The driver, Mitaz Takushi.
Of course. Reinforces that this isn't just a random thing, there's persistence here.
A very unusual guardian angel, maybe. Or guide.
And the driver reveals something huge. Turns out, Yuko, Shuichi's wife, had talked to the teacher before Shuichi got there.
Oh, about what?
About Shuichi's job. And the teacher, Higashide, was actually interested in buying insurance.
Hmm.
Not just him, other teachers at the school, too.
No way. A huge opportunity right there.
Sitting right there. But Shuichi completely missed it.
Because of his mood, his mindset.
Exactly. The driver points it out directly. Says Shuichi's negative attitude, his whole vibe during that meeting, meant he couldn't see the opportunity. He talks about luck antennas.
Luck antennas. I like that.
Right. So they only work when you're in a good mood. If you're putting out negativity, you basically block the signal. You can't receive the good stuff.
That's a powerful idea. Our emotional state as a filter for opportunity, being open, positive, engaged, makes you receptive.
It really does. It's a reminder for all of us, isn't it? How is my internal state affecting what I see, what I attract?
Mm-hmm. Are we building walls without realizing it?
This leads the driver to explain this concept of accumulated luck, which I found fascinating.
Who aren't?
He uses this analogy of a point card, like a loyalty card. You know, luck is like that you have to accumulate points before you can redeem them.
So people who seem lucky might have just been putting in the effort, doing good things, building up those points over time.
That's the idea. Even if the rewards aren't immediate, every effort counts towards filling up that card for the future.
That reframes luck completely. Not random chance, but something you cultivate. Maybe even something you pass on, that accumulation.
Potentially.
Yeah.
It encourages that long-term view. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away. You might be saving up for something bigger.
A good lesson for the learner listening. Persistence pays, even invisibly.
So, next trip. The driver takes Shuichi to this older, kind of ordinary shopping street, drops him at a place called Jinmood Coffee Shop.
And the instruction is?
The same as before. Keep a good mood. This is the place to change your luck. So Shuichi tries. He really does. Tries to be friendly, chats with people.
Anyone interesting.
There's a writer there. Someone else calls him teacher, so it hints he's maybe well-known or respected. Shuichi talks to him briefly.
Okay. Opportunity knocking.
Well, nothing happens.
Yeah.
No immediate breakthrough. And Shuichi gets frustrated again. Starts thinking, what was the point?
Back to wanting that instant payoff. He hasn't quite grasped the planting seeds idea yet.
Not yet. It highlights that struggle, doesn't it? Wanting results now.
It's very human. But the driver's pushing him beyond that.
Things kind of boil over on his way back. He gets caught in this massive downpour, soaked to the skin, miles from his office. He's furious with the driver.
Understandable frustration, I suppose.
And guess who's waiting outside his office when he finally drags himself back?
Let me guess. Mitaz Takushi.
You got it. And they have this confrontation. The driver, sort of sarcastically, takes the blame for everything. Oh, yeah, my fault you lost those contracts. My fault your dad's shop closed.
Ooh, sharp. Flipping it back on him.
Exactly. Then he says, basically, Shuichi needs to take responsibility for his own bad mood and the consequences of it.
Wow, that's direct. Forcing him to confront that victim mentality.
It's tough love, maybe. Making him see his own role in the spiral.
A necessary jolt, perhaps. We do have more control over our reactions and perceptions than we often think.
Then comes another bombshell from the driver. Remember the writer in the coffee shop?
The one called Teacher.
Yeah. Turns out he was a famous writer. Someone whose work, the driver implies, could have sparked a whole new career path for Shuichi. Led him to real success.
Oh, man. Another huge missed opportunity.
And again, the driver links it directly to Shuichi's mood. Says his negativity was like a blindfold. He couldn't see the potential right in front of him.
It really hammers home that point about being open, doesn't it? Curious about people, about possibilities. You never know.
So the driver gives him some specific advice now. Says, look, forget about profit and loss for a bit. Just try to cultivate curiosity. Enjoy things. Ask yourself why other people find something interesting or fun.
Shifting the focus from extrinsic reward money deals to intrinsic motivation, genuine interest.
Yeah, engage with the world differently, not just scanning for the next deal.
That's powerful advice. Pursue interest and value might follow in unexpected ways.
And to make the point, he points out two people walking by, an elderly man tending bonsai and a woman who founded a dance school.
Okay. Relevant how?
Get this. Both of them used to be million-dollar roundtable insurance agents.
What? Seriously? Top performers in his own field.
Exactly. The million-dollar roundtable. That's like the elite, right? Global recognition for top success in insurance and finance.
Wow. So they were where Shuichi probably dreamed of being, and they left.
They did. And they found success and seemingly fulfillment by following these other passions, building connections in totally different worlds.
That's a profound example. It shows there isn't just one path. Skills from one life can feed into another unexpectedly.
Challenges that whole linear career idea. Maybe exploring interests is the way.
So the driver clarifies something else, too, about these places that change your luck.
Yeah, what are they really?
He says they aren't necessarily where some big dramatic event happens. They're more like turning points, places where life starts to subtly shift, gradually improve.
Like planting seeds.
Exactly his analogy. He talks about accumulating seeds of happiness. Planting them takes effort, and harvesting takes time. It's not instant.
That's a much gentler, more realistic view of change, isn't it? Not always a lightning strike.
Mm-hmm. Gradual growth. And he reassures Shuichi, even losing your job isn't the end. It's a new start. Everyone has the strength to begin again.
That's crucial for someone feeling as low as Shuichi was. That message of hope and resilience.
Embracing the journey, trusting the process, small steps add up.
Okay, so the final destination in this series of rides.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the taxi take him?
Matsuyama in Shikoku, which is quite a long way from where he started.
A different island entirely. What's his reaction?
Initial shock, naturally. But then something clicks. He decides consciously, okay, I'm going to embrace this. I'm going to keep a good mood.
He's actively choosing his response now.
Yes. And he has this realization, keeping a good mood isn't about expecting good things to happen. It's about deciding to enjoy whatever is about to happen.
That's a huge shift. From passive victim to active participant in his own experience. Real agency.
It really is. So in Matsuyama, he finds himself at a bar. And guess what it's called?
Oh, no. Don't tell me. Taxi.
You got it. The universe has a sense of humor, apparently.
Clearly. Who does he meet there?
A street musician named Arata. And Arata shares his own philosophy about pursuing passion, finding happiness even without stable income, building resilience through challenges.
Sounds like someone Shuichi needed to hear from.
Definitely. They talk about Arata's fingertips, hardened from playing guitar, a metaphor, you know. The body adapting to effort after initial pain.
Persistence paying off physically.
Right. And Arata used to be an office worker, but he overcame his fear to pursue music. Shuichi gets his CD.
A tangible piece of inspiration.
And while he's there, Yuko calls. She's surprised he's in Matsuyama, obviously. Confirms everything the driver said. Must have been validating for Shuichi.
Huge. So he starts thinking, maybe there are other paths for him. He even thinks about learning guitar.
The seed has been planted. He visits Dogo Onsen, feels refreshed.
And then does something totally out of character.
Buys a guitar, just like that, spontaneously in a Matsuyama music shop.
Wow. That's not just thinking about change, that's acting on it. A real symbol of embracing something new.
A powerful image, isn't it? Stepping towards the unknown.
So let's pull this all together. Shuichi starts in crisis job, family, mindset, everything. Then these bizarre taxi rides happen.
Shuichi acts as this strange catalyst-like guidance, pushing him towards self-reflection and these really unexpected actions.
Ultimately leading him, as the book suggests, towards a kind of success and fulfillment he hadn't imagined.
And the core lessons from that driver seem to be, first, that good mood, that positive outlook is essential. It's like tuning your luck antennas to pick up opportunities.
Right. Second, this idea of accumulated luck. Efforts aren't wasted, even if you don't see the reward immediately. It builds up.
Third, the power of curiosity, letting go of just chasing profit and loss, and instead engaging with things out of genuine interest, finding joy in the process.
And finally, setbacks aren't the end. They can be turning points, new beginnings. Everyone has that strength to restart.
Absolutely. It's about reframing challenges.
And the outcome. Buying that guitar. It's such a perfect symbol of him opening up to new possibilities, a different future.
It really brings those key quotes from the source material to life, doesn't it? Like,
If you don't maintain a good mood, you won't discover the turning points of luck. Shuichi missing the teacher's interest is the perfect example of that.
exactly. And no effort is ever without reward. Thinking about the accumulated luck, Arata's guitar playing, Shuichi's past efforts weren't wasted, they just led somewhere unexpected.
And that last one, which feels central to the whole book's title, which is roughly, things in life might feel terrible when they happen, but often, after time, they feel better this way. So if you can think better this way from the start, you can enjoy much more.
That perspective shift is huge. Seeing the potential good even in difficulty. Shuichi's journey embodies that his despair led him somewhere new and ultimately better for him.
It's about finding that optimism, that resilience, trusting the process.
Definitely.
So maybe a final thought for you, our listener, the learner. What random things, what moments of discomfort or strange encounters in your life could they be seeds? Opportunities waiting for you to notice, maybe just by shifting your mindset, keeping those luck antennas tuned.
Perhaps it's time to, metaphorically speaking, hail that unexpected taxi and just see where it might take you.